Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful Christmas wreath. Okay, so for this wreath, I will be using two of the wired jumbo ribbon. I did pick these up from Michael's in these two pretty colors. I think that's going to be nice. And I'm also going to be using the Chanel pipe cleaner. So I picked up two packs in the same color. I may not need them all. And then I also have this beautiful, beautiful white, I guess, little leaves. It does have a little sparkle on it. And then I have the big wooden J because the person that I'm making this for, she wanted her initial somehow on it. So I'm hoping that this J is not going to be too big, but we'll see. I'll also be using some scissors to cut the pipe cleaners. And of course, oh, I'm going to need my wreath, the wire part that holds everything together. So I already had this for a while. So I'm pretty sure I picked this up from the Dollar Tree. So I think we're ready to get started. So I have not made a wreath in a long time. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say it's probably been almost close to a year. So hopefully I remember what to do. Of course, with this wreath, this is a Christmas themed wreath. With the Chanel pipe cleaners, you do not have to use these. You can also use zip ties, but I decided I'm going to use these, and I'm just going to cut them in half so that I can get more usage. So I think I'm going to, instead of going halfway, I'm going to kind of make some a little bit shorter than the other just in case. I may not need it that long, but we'll see. So I'm going to use both of these ribbons at the same time and kind of just layer them together, and then we're going to just be using the middle part of our wreath. And if you just keep watching and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so here guys, I couldn't really decide if I wanted to fold it in half to get this started or just kind of wrap it around the two middle wire sections. And I think I finally decided to just not fold it in half, but to wrap them around the two middle wire sections and go from there. So guys, like I said, it's been a minute before since I've done a wreath, and so I was getting a little confused myself, but I think this is how I'm going to go. So let's get started. Okay, so what you see here, we're going to just twist the pipe cleaners around to fasten it or to get it a nice tight grip so that it won't go, so the ribbon won't go anywhere. And that's all we're going to do. Then I'm going to make a loop. I'm not really measuring, I'm just kind of eyeballing it to see how high up I want it. And then you take your pipe cleaners and you do the exact same thing. Just wrap it around that middle section to hold the ribbon in place and just twist it underneath. Now, once again, I said you can choose to use zip ties, and you will basically do the same thing as far as fasten. Well, you won't twist the zip ties, of course, but you'll place it in the same manner that I'm doing here with the pipe cleaners, and you would just tighten it so that the ribbon is secure and won't go anywhere. All right, so we're just going to repeat this all the way around, making sure that the loops are about the same height, and just continue this same process all the way around the wreath. And then we'll come back to I'll come back to show you what we're going to do from there. All right, guys, so here is one section on the wreath, and I have about 6 loops. So that will kind of give you an estimate of how many of these loops you can get in one section of this wreath. So we're just going to keep on going. I'm going to try my best to make sure that the loops are about the same height. And yeah, that's it. Okay, so I have gone all the way around the entire wreath, and I think I can probably squeeze one more loop in here. So that's what I'm going to do. But guys, this is already so pretty. I hope it turns out right. Okay, here's what it looks like all finished, and I'm not going to quite cut the ribbon yet because I am going to start pulling the loops apart, and just in case I might need to fill it in somewhere else, I don't want to go ahead and cut the ribbon yet. So that is the next step, of course. Well, first you probably want to go ahead and just flip it and start making sure that all of the pipe cleaners are nice and tight and secure underneath. Of course, before I completely finish the wreath, I will go back with my scissors and cut these pipe cleaners a little bit shorter. Of course, you want it to look as neat as possible. So right now I'm just going in and making sure that each one has been twisted tightly. Okay, so I'm going to start pulling them. And what you'll see is as I pull them, I'm going to try my best to kind of alternate the direction that I pull each color. So for example, I started off pulling the reds out to the outside of the wreath, and then I switched over and started pulling the tan color toward the outside. So for me, it looks like it's kind of like a swirl type thing going on. So we'll see how that turns out. Okay, so I am going to go in the inner loop and go back through with some very loose loops to kind of fill that part in. So I'm glad I did not cut the end. That's why I said earlier, you might not want to cut the ends yet, just in case, because once I went through and pulled apart the two ribbons, I decided that I probably should go back in the inside. But the loops inside are going to be much wider, much looser, just to kind of fill that, or to cover that inner ring that's still very much being seen. Okay, so this is almost the finish. I think I kind of like that. So as you can see, how the loops inside were a little bit looser, much bigger, just to kind of fill it in. And I think I'm ready to go ahead and cut the ribbon. I think that's all we're going to need for this wreath. So off to our little white garland or white leaves, white pretty things. So I'm not going to cut the stem of this because I think I want to use it to help mold where exactly I want to place it. But guys, all I'm going to do is kind of arrange it in the spot that I want to. And you can use some of your pipe cleaners to secure it. You can use some of the ones that's still there that might be have a little length to kind of position it where you want to. I am going to pull out my hot glue gun and kind of secure some of it so it doesn't fall. But that's pretty much it. You just kind of decide where you want to add things. Of course, you may have something else that you want to add just to give it that nice, pretty decorative look. I went with this color, the white, because it was pretty and also because the J is white. So I kind of wanted to have those two things blend together. Okay, guys, so this is what we're going with. The J is not fastened yet. I am going to go in using hot glue and if I can find any other type fasteners to just kind of secure it in there. But this is it. How do you think it came out?